Hello guys, what's up? Just like I promised to do in a couple of my other videos, today I am going to be going over what I think about exclusive licensing, like exclusive agreements given by sports. Like Sony, I believe, owns the exclusive rights to make an MLB game and that kind of stuff. Yeah, let's get into it. Here's what I think. I think that competition is good and that these exclusive contracts should be illegal. It's creating monopoly and it's not like progress. Like back when I believe that the Madden franchise and EA and had a competitor with 2K Sports, I believe it was 2K. I'm not very sure. Basically what they were doing, they were like improving the product and the game got better. Now it just feels like any EA game, if any sport, has just kind of stalled out with creativeness and that kind of stuff, and just the game isn't getting any better. It's the same each year basically. That might just be me, I don't know. Feel free to discuss that in the comments or discuss anything in the comments of what I say. Just please keep it civil. If something gets a little bit too mean, I will step in and delete that comment that was mean. Only positive vibes here, please. And also, if you have any video ideas you want me to do in the future, please put them in the comments. I will read them and that kind of stuff. And feel free to state your opinion in the comments. I really don't care. So, yeah, let's move on to the next part of what my opinion is. So yeah, I think that it stalls, that those games have like stalled out creatively, and I think that the exclusive licensing is a big reason why. I think that it creates a monopoly, and that is actually illegal. I think that if they take it to court and say, hey, this is a monopoly over the game world, if you give an exclusive rights, they could definitely have a good chance of winning. But the problem there is I kind of think that it's set up for corporations, so there's really no use because the corporations are going to win and that kind of stuff. But I think that it should be illegal because that creates a monopoly. And like the MLB The Show, it could be considered a monopoly. It's like right on the verge because all like the good content is in MLB The Show 20. But which is Sony, which means that it's a PlayStation exclusive. The whole sport is basically a PlayStation exclusive. However, there is a game that you can play on Xbox. I forget the name. I believe it was like RBI Baseball that you can play, but it's not nearly as good as quality of this. It's almost like a Mario Kart, not Mario Kart, but it's a sucky game basically. It's like it has bad graphics, bad gameplay, and it's just a terrible overall game. I don't mean to shit on that franchise, but like I believe that the contract with Sony and the MLB is getting in the way of that game growing and becoming great, basically becoming a monopoly over the whole gaming market of that sport. It might just be me. Feel free to state your comment on that part. I'm dumb to hear what you guys think. I think that it should be illegal and any exclusive contracts should just be completely voided because it basically markets are meant to be competitive, and if there's no competition, the game just kind of stalls out. Just look at what happened with EA once, and the Madden franchise, once 2K just went away with their, and I believe that for a little bit, like the EA did have a exclusive contract, but I believe that that contract with EA and Madden and the NFL is not exclusive anymore. I'm not completely sure. If you guys have the actual details on that contract, please put them in the comments. I would love to hear and just refresh my knowledge on that stuff. But I don't think anymore it's exclusive. I think that they made a revision when they extended it last to make it not exclusive. And I think that maybe another game company may be coming out with another stuff. So maybe the EA Madden franchise could get better in that stalling of the game play basically just will completely go away, and like we'll get better games each year now again. I don't know. I can't say for sure. I cannot read minds, as you can see. I'll be the first to admit I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. I think about stuff way too much and that kind of stuff. I may be reading way too much into this, but I just feel that it stalls out the gaming market and kind of creates a monopoly with exclusive contracts. So yeah. Definitely tell me what you guys think in the comments. there's a lot that could be said about gaming and exclusive contracts help to better the market. I Here's how I think it might better the market a little bit, because basically like MLB and that kind of stuff only really has one game to worry about, and they can control that one game, maybe control their image based on what's happening in that one game. Like I believe that in EA, in the NFL case, they are not allowed to have the injury of concussion in there because the NFL forbade it, and that stuff. So you won't. So you probably won't be seeing like concussion as an injury in that Madden franchise. They're trying. NFL's probably trying to distance themselves from that word, which is kind of understandable, kind of not, because a lot of people want realism, and if you do that, you're kind of taking it away from the game experience, which makes the game worse. So yeah, I think competition is good, but I think like there's an argument on both sides of this issue. If you guys want to argue the other issue, definitely argue the other issue civilly in the comments. Because I'm trying my best to be fair about both, but I just have that feeling that if that exclusive contracts are just wrong, because they completely just give one game or one franchise the complete control over what happens in that sport and that gaming market. Like like the gaming market for sports, well, the gaming market period is huge. Like I love playing video games. It's one of my top things that I do daily is play video games. But it's hard to explain, but these exclusive contracts, I think they just need to go away and be voided legally, because I feel like they're creating a monopoly and stalling the franchise. If these like companies really, if like people really want to stand up in that stuff, and the MLB really wants the best game to represent them, the best game, I think that they should just get rid of the exclusive zoning kind of contract stuff and let other player games like make a game and kind of drive that I gotta be better than my opponent kind of mentality with gaming, because I feel like a lot of the sports games it's just kind of stalled out. I believe that the only thing really, actually maybe yeah, in 2K and NBA Live's case, I believe in the like 2K got that's why I haven't played it the last 2 years, because I think that's kind of stalled out and just become bland, and it's just creating bad games at this point. Like the gaming market, it's probably like just stalling out to me. It's just becoming like a worse just version of car companies, because well, car companies, at least the car changes a little bit from year to year, but I think that these yearly release games kind of just stalled out. It's basically a lot of the time just basically the same game and different rappers. And this isn't just like a gaming thing. I believe that there's other exclusive contracts for franchises out there. If you guys know one, put them in the comments. If you guys don't believe me, just think about it. Think about why one company has all that power, and I believe that RBI Baseball is just there so that it's not a monopoly. People can't claim it's a monopoly, but it really is a monopoly. If you look at the gameplay between RBI Baseball and MLB The Show, it's clearly just MLB The Show has beaten them out because of that contract. If you guys actually look it up, Sony has an exclusive contract with the MLB, and I believe that Sony is like, okay, yeah, you can have an Xbox game so that this is a monopoly. This isn't a monopoly, but you have to have it as a worse game. They want people to buy their game, and they want people to have PlayStations. And yes, I do get that part, like economics, but I think that it just gets... It gets complicated and greasy and selfish when it comes to exclusive contracts. I think that no company should have the power of an exclusive contract on their side, no matter if it's a gaming company or a sports company or anything like that. I think that there should be multiple contracts so that you can get the best possible result in any situation. Just like MLB gave Comcast the exclusive rights to, or Hulu the exclusive rights to broadcast any their MLB games, and Fox Sports wouldn't have it, and like companies wouldn't have the right to do that anymore. Then that basically gives one company the whole power, and they have really like no clear initiative to better themselves and become a better company and better their like better the viewers experience. And I think that's kind of what's happening with exclusive contracts in gaming. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time.